Hi, I'm Karen Jones. I'm the Education Manager here at Port Phillip EcoCentre. Behind me we have our fantastic community composting. Over here we've got our community gardens, and as you can tell, community is a really important part of what we do. We have a range of programs here at the EcoCentre. We definitely started in the health of Port Phillip Bay through Neil Blake and the Baykeeper program. We work with behaviour change and sustainability leadership in schools. We also support a lot of local councils with their community, a number of workshops and education and behaviour change with them. A community's waste is proportional to their behaviour with consuming and how they purchase things. So when we're looking in the context of reducing our waste, we actually need to look at our spending behaviour. When we look at the waste system here in Australia, it is too easy to generate waste. When you compare us to other countries around the world, we definitely have local governments and state governments and federal that make getting rid of waste too easy. We're needing to make the generation of less waste easier than it is to generate waste at the beginning. So for the behaviour change projects, we really are looking at strong research. What is the behaviour you want to change? You then need to have good project management, and a key part, which sometimes is overmissed, is the evaluation. It's more than education. Research has shown that yes, people know the message of not littering, not leaving butts around, how to recycle, but they don't actually do it. And what we need to look at as behaviour change people is what are the barriers to that behaviour and what are the benefits. And when we're looking at a particular waste management behaviour, we're not just looking at reducing the barriers and increasing the benefits of that behaviour. We also want to look at what's in competition, what is the behaviour they're currently doing, why is it so easy, and how do we increase the barriers to that one to make this one a lot easier. I've been involved with Monash Council with bringing organic collection in at festivals. So the behaviour here was the organic waste from the food purchased at the festival was going into landfill, and organics in landfill is one of our biggest challenges. So this was working with both the vendors selling the food but also the public, and that behaviour change project reduced the landfill volume by 27% with all that organic now going into an organic processing stream. Another one that a couple of local schools, so Albert Park Primary School and St Kilda Primary Schools, not only are they doing great stuff with their waste within their school system, but the school fete is one that both of the schools have targeted, and they've done that through behaviour change methodology, and this year they're really looking at being zero waste. Another one that some of you watching this may have heard of is the Take 3 for Sea campaign. So started by a surfer who, when he travelled around the world, just could not find a wave that had no litter in it, and he's come up with the Take 3 for a Sea, so it's got a really good symbol, really good message, and every time you're out walking anywhere where you know water is going to flow from where you're standing to the sea, just collect 3 items. And the last one is to do with preventative health, so a little bit different to just waste, but it was one that had federal, state and local government working together on behaviour change called Healthy Together Victoria. They worked with 12 local governments around Victoria, really looking at the behaviour change way to get people active within communities. But what they did really well was the research and evaluation, and they looked at the research from around the world and brought it back into the Victorian context, and they are focusing on the 12 local government areas with the largest obesity and health challenge areas. The research, the design, the implementation, evaluation of the behaviour change program have to be done well. It can't just be the message at the front and then hoping without changing the infrastructure that the change is made, but it has to have all of those elements well resourced. We also need to be thinking in the context of the community and council plan, what is it that's local government's role? State and federal also play a role in the waste management system, and especially Port Phillip Council works really closely with the other levels of government, but we need to focus on the behaviours that relate to the waste management responsibilities of the council and do it in a way that complements or value adds to the state and federal. And my challenge to you is to think about how often you put your bins out. We've grown up with a system that has landfill weekly collection. There are other countries that actually have recycling as a weekly collection and landfill as a fortnightly or monthly. So really take the blinkers off when you're brainstorming how you'd like to see waste delivered within the council area, but think about, yes, what's worked well, but how would behaviour change fit in to the overall reducing waste?